Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some work against the cover four here. Now cover four is usually it's gonna be situational football, so it's gonna be something where they don't want you to go down the field and get anything behind them. I guess is what it is. I mean, it's gonna give up plays, it's gonna give up chunks, maybe 15 yards, but usually they're gonna try and stop you from getting out of bounds, or mostly they're gonna try and stop you from getting deep. So what we're going to do is we're going to run play action seams. Okay, that's one of the audibles that I have set up in this formation. So we just need to hot route one guy real quick. So the play is going to end up looking like this. So instead of triangle running that corner route, we just send him on a fade. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at the result here. So what we have here is we have Bryant on the fade against the cover four. And this is essentially a one-route play. I don't really like one-route plays, but like I said, this is situational football. So, you can't really be choosy as to what you're going to get. So what you're going to want to do is, obviously this play takes a little bit to develop, so you could get sacked. You run the risk of getting sacked, but as I said, since it's a situation that you're going to find yourself in late in the half, you really don't have much of a choice. So what we're trying to do is get a one-on-one matchup with in an advantageous position. So as you'll notice here, this guy's going to run a deep out, and he's going to take this safety. And the safety should be helping over the top, which he normally would on any other fly route. But since the guy kind of runs that deep out, he bites on it a little bit. So you'll see the safety right there drag down. Safety's now biting on the play. And what you're going to want to wait, like this is the key to the play. Since it's a fade route, you're going to want to wait for Dez to make that, or triangle, I'm sorry. It's Dez Bryant in this case. He's running to the inside. We're going to want to wait till he swims to the outside. So I wait for that swim move, and then bam, I release the ball. Now he's released to the outside, and then bam. I mean, that's cover four. I mean, that's four safeties deep. You really can't ask for much more than that. As I said, the play takes a little while to develop, so you could get sacked on that play, but all you can do in a situation where there's some desperation going on, like maybe he gets tackled, but maybe you're in field goal range, and you have one timeout, or maybe you don't have any timeouts. We're talking about a game winner here. Now, a lot of guys will run three-man up, and I'll have a video on that as well. But sometimes, I know I find myself seeing cover four sometimes because people are frustrated against me because they don't know what to do, because they've run the cover two, and they've run the cover three, and they've run cover one, and that stuff doesn't work. So it's just they're trying anything. They're getting desperate themselves. So it's a nice little play to the outside, and I'll show you another variation of this right now. Hold on one second here. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the variation here. So on this, remember I originally hot routed him on the fade triangle, which would be triangle with this receiver here. But now I just left him to run his original route. I did not change the play at all. I just ran the play action seams, and so now he's going to run like a corner route. So, but he's just a decoy on this play anyway. So we'll go ahead. We'll run the play here. And as you can see, the seam route comes open. So he gets open to the seam here on that opposite side safety. And he just beats him. The guy doesn't really have much of a chance because they drop it in the bucket here. And he goes for the long touchdown. He skirts in uncontested. But the thing is, things to mention about this play. Remember, this is situational football. This is not going to be something that you do all the time for no reason. You're either going to be in a situation in which you have to get down the field fast, or a situation in which he's playing cover four for whatever reason. It's been stopping whatever you're doing. Let's say you're running some other stuff. And you need some room, obviously, for the play to develop. It's a deep throw. You need some time. And keep in mind that if they're Seattle, I'm playing against Philadelphia right now, and this is the cover 4, and it's against the dime. And the reason that I chose the dime is because it's actually harder to do some of the underneath checkdowns and to the sideline stuff against the dime, because they, that one linebacker formation is different than having 2 linebackers or 3, a little umbrella underneath. You got to keep that stuff in mind, because they'll play the guys from different positions, and obviously they'll have different skill levels at covering as well, but mostly it's the position that they're in, because no matter how good the guys really are in the game, unless they're like top notch with top speed, routes beat man-to-man coverage or zone coverage, depending on, who comes into the zone and who they have to pick up. But the routes, I mean, even if it's a bad receiver, if you know how to manipulate, it doesn't matter who's really on the field. So keep in mind that this guy sometimes might be Earl Thomas or Eric Berry or someone, rated really high. And it doesn't really matter that they're rated really high. What matters is that they're rated really high with speed. So those are the types of guys that are going to give you trouble, like Byron Jones, who's a 91. Who's the other? Eric Berry, 91 speed, with skill. So if they switch him around like that, it can be difficult, but you can still do it. The play has to be run, basically perfectly for you to drop it in the bucket over the top of those guys. But, not everybody's going to pick Kansas City. Not everybody's going to pick Seattle. And even if they do, you can still do it. Just keep in mind, like I said, that, this play takes a little longer to go down the field. So, cool play against the cover 4. Gets you the home run. And it's definitely worth your time to just, throw it in your practice scheme a little bit in case you ever find yourself in that situation.